We're back, and I really regret starting to work on this bumper. I should just have let it alone, let it be rusty, use this one that we have bolted on and be good with it, because it was a far from good but good from far kind of bumper. At a few feet it looked decent, but now we're here. Now we have to solve this, and what I did was I started to sand this because I wanted to show you that I could make it look decent, but then the chrome was pushing through, which means that it has changed shape, so it was pushing out, so I had to smack that in again. It cracked, and it's a big mess. I really should have not mess with it and just let it be, but as I said, now we're here, so we're gonna fix it. So I have put on some new plastic filler here this morning to fill the cracks and holes that I made when I smacked the chrome back in. So that is hardening right now. So while that is doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and change the alternator and the belt, since it's really weird. It's charging just fine with everyday driving, but as soon as you give it a little more throttle or rev it out, it stops charging, because I see the charge light comes on, or is it service? Yeah, it's the battery light. And then after a while you left off the throttle and the charging comes back. So even though it works, I feel like obviously it's going to stop working sometime. And also we have a bad something here in the front is a bad bearing. So I'm hoping that it is the alternator. Otherwise we can check what it is, and we can order some parts. So I'm gonna go ahead, change that, and then we can fix that stupid rear bumper. Got the belt removed, and here is you can hear the alternator. Sounds pretty bad. And then we have this, the idler pulley, or the tensioner pulley. And then we have the idler pulley, which maybe is the best one. But I know I have one of these at home somewhere. If I can find it, that's a good question. This one I don't have, but I think we're gonna try and remove this, pack in some new grease so they last a little while longer. And maybe I will order new ones. But I'm gonna try and make it a little bit better, and of course change that. So we see what we can do. Got the idler pulley off. I was looking for my tensioner pulley, but I couldn't find it, and I really don't want to spend too much time looking. And I tried to loosen that bolt, but it feels really, really rough. So I don't want to break the bolt, because then I won't be able to drive this thing. So I'm gonna order a tensioner pulley, or the whole tensioner, and I'm probably gonna end up ordering this also, because if you do like this, you feel how rough it rolls. But I'm gonna try and remove this, fill it out with some new grease. It's a little bit better anyway. So yeah, then we can put it back and order the tensioner for another day. Got the seal removed, and this is really, really dry. So I'm gonna try and clean this a little bit, put in some new grease, and at least it won't season us, but I mean the damage is probably already done. And obviously we have another bad pulley. So put some grease in this and put it back. Got the pulley back on, and I mean it didn't sound this bad, but now you can't get it up to speed either, now that it's full of grease. So I would really like to have had some new grease in this thing, but I really don't want to break that bolt, so this will be sitting because of that. So I'm gonna order a new one. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and change the alternator, so we're done with this, so we can keep working on the rear bumper. Alternator is on, and the new belt, and this alternator actually looks a bit different than the other one. This connector is here on the side, the other one had it here on the top, and the other one didn't have a threaded hole that lined up with this, which this one does. So it fits better than the old one, so that's great. So now we're done with this. So now I'm just gonna drive this out of here, because I have to change the rear brakes on my wife's car, but I'm not gonna show that because that's really boring. So I will be back to you when I have driven in the Suburban again, and we will be fixing the rear bumper. Suburban is in the garage again. Brakes changed on the on the wife's car. So now I have to just sand this and do the last thing so I can just paint this thing and be over with it. But there is a guy that is coming over to my father's place because I have a car there, and I'm going to sell it to him, and I need to be there and help him with loading and stuff. So we'll see if I can shoot something when we're there. But then I hope we can get home in time so we can do some last things here on the bumper. So I really want to get paint on this thing today, be done with the Suburban, and work with something else. So yeah, that's the plan. Sand a little bit, get on another layer, then go to my father's place, sell that car, and then get home and finish the bumper. So I ran out of time. I just sanded that as quick as possible, smeared on some more plastic filler, and then I really had to jump in the car. But I mean, it looks like it did before. It looks a little bit better, but it looks like shit still. So yeah, when we get home, we're just gonna sand that, we're gonna paint it, and it will be what it is, and I will look for a better bumper in the future. At least we have done something with that bumper that isn't that much savable. But anyway, I'm heading for my father's place here. I'm gonna load up probably the weirdest car I've ever owned, but as I said, I have sold it because I really don't want to work on it. But we'll see if we can, if I can show you some of it. So here we have my monstrosity. So I'm not sure if I've told you about this thing before, but I can just give you a little brief update on it. This thing is from the beginning, it's a 1961 Buick Electra. I believe it has an X-frame, they call it X-frame. So it's a 1961. In 1964, the previous owner bought this thing and he removed the body. So when it was 3-4 years old, he drove it for a little while, I think. But when it was just a few years old, he removed the body and he made this whole body out of fiberglass, and it's really, really, really thick. It's this thick on a lot of places. You can see here's not that thick, a bit thicker here on this side. You can stand and jump on the roof, on the hood, anything, it won't budge. You can see how thick the door is. You can kick this thing all you want, it won't get damaged whatsoever. So what happened then, I think he was working on this into the 70s, early 70s. And unfortunately, I think life got in the way. He got kids. I bought it from one of his sons. And the thing got sitting and all the way until he unfortunately died, which I think was some years ago, just a few years ago, and it was never finished. When I bought it, it was just bare fiberglass, so I just painted it black to give it some color and see the shapes of it a little more. And it's a really, really cool car, and it has some old paperwork for it, so it is registerable, but I'm just not feeling this project. I have so much to do, and if I were to categorize all my projects that I want to do, this one would come in the bottom. So there's some really, really strange things with this. It has one of these weird seats that is sunken into the floor with a home-built rotating, what do you call it? Yeah. The thing that holds the seat. It has this huge center console, and actually I believe it's this door is actually openable with locking mechanism and everything. That door, everything is openable, but only this door is locking. You can open a trunk and you have the biggest tank I have ever seen. It is a bit frozen. It has this huge tank, and these pieces are some sort of bumper, and I think these are some Opel headlights that he was going to use. And you can see these enormous taillights. I'm not sure how he was going to fix that, but I mean, it is a monstrosity and it is very weird, but it's extremely well built and extremely sturdy, as I showed you earlier. And he must have put so many hours into this thing. I don't even want to think about how many hours he put into this thing. And unfortunately, I think from what I heard from the son, or no, it wasn't from son. I talked to his widow wife, and she told me that when she saw this thing in the 70s, she told him that that thing ain't sitting in our driveway, which I think is really a real horrible thing to say when someone has created something that they love. But yeah, that's how life is. We have a start for a steering column. We have these super weird pedals that I really like, and yeah, it's just all outright weird. I'm not sure if he built this thing for some sort of windshield, but I'm not sure if there's even possible to make a windshield that is this straight in the top and has this bend in the bottom. I'm not sure if you can shape glass that way, but I believe that you have to do some weird thing to make a front windshield for this thing. But you can see wipers he started with, and all of these shapes he made, molds. You can see it has the biggest rear wheel arches. I mean, this thing is as I said, in 60s car, it's pretty wide, and I have these wheels that I have flipped the wrong side, and even though we have so much space here in the rear quarter, so you could have like 15-inch wide wheels on this thing, and it is sitting really low, and it has no clearance issues at all. And here you can see one fun thing. On this side we have a scoop, but on the other side we can see that we do not have a scoop, and it's very obvious that he has redone this. So obviously he made with a scoop and he didn't like it and made this instead. I don't know what I think is best, but yeah, really weird thing, really cool, but yeah, I'm just not feeling it, so it is going away. I want to try and focus on what I have and what I want to have, and the things that are just sitting and taking space I'm trying to get rid of instead. So we're gonna haul that out of here, and he will be here soon, and we're gonna load it into his truck. So we're home here again, and it went pretty easy to load the thing, no problems. So now that is heading way far away from me to the west coast of Sweden. Basically, I live on the east coast of Sweden. So I don't know if I'll see it again. I'm really happy that I got rid of it. It was a really cool thing, but I really didn't have the inspiration for it. So now it's out of my head. I can focus on other things. And unfortunately, I have to focus on this bumper. I'm tired of this thing now. I'm just gonna sand down what I have put on. Then I'm gonna paint it, and that will be how it's going to look. So yeah, we'll see how it looks. Got some filler spray on it. So that's going to just dry a little bit. Then I'm gonna hit it with some rattle can chrome. See how it looks. If it looks too bad, I'm gonna paint it black. So let's try and see how it looks. I have painted a bumper, but then I went ahead and went and picked up my kids from school. And so we're gonna look at it when it has dried a bit now, the bumper. But anyway, I took Shelly and picked up my kids, which I have done 2 days in a row now. And the rear axle, I can't almost believe it myself, but it is dead silent. No issues at all. It hauls first, second gear, burnouts, no problem. I can cruise like 50 miles per hour and doesn't sound anything at all. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. So we'll see. I'll probably end up trying to sell this thing. I'm gonna ask like $6,500, the equivalent of $6,500, which I think it's a lot of car for that kind of money. You basically don't get anything that is a 2-door Chevy with a V8 that is a 70s or earlier car for under 10 grand or like under 15 grand. So I think it's a decent price, but we'll see. So it works great. It doesn't respond on the throttle as good as I want it to. But tomorrow I think we're gonna work a little bit more with that. We're gonna put in a wideband sensor and see what it says, if that can help us find our issue. Because I have tested multiple carburetors, multiple distributors, and so much stuff. But anyway, that's for tomorrow. And here we have the bumper, how it turned out. And it isn't perfect, but it looks a hell of a lot better than it did before. And it looks better the whole car looks better with this bumper compared to that one with some floppy metal pieces hanging. So overall, I'm really happy with it. Will I change it in the future? Maybe. Depends if I keep the truck or not. But I mean, it's a 10-footer, and you don't think about it. So overall, I think it lifts the whole car. It looks so much better. So I'm really happy with that. So for now, I'm done with the Suburban. I'm just gonna keep on driving it, and probably we will end up doing some improvements to it in the future. So that will be all for today. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I will be back tomorrow when we're gonna work on Shelly instead.